YouTube, it's Annabelle. So I wanted to do a really quick video on my daughter and her eating like habits and things and all that stuff. This is a floaty for our pool. It's just hanging out in case you're wondering what that is. So anyways, why we have our daughter like eat by herself. And the reason why I'm doing this video is because it was just like an issue like today and yesterday and stuff. That there were comments that my daughter is so messy when she eats and all that stuff. Which is fine. Like, I don't mind if she's messy, like, at all. Like, not at all. I'm sorry. I'm trying to hold this by the window so that way I can actually, like, have some light. Because it is like dark in our house because we're trying to keep the lights low and all that stuff because it was 90 degrees outside and it got like super warm in here. So anyways, so my daughter, yes, my daughter gets super messy when she eats. We let her feed herself. The whole thing started when she was, I do believe it was when she was like 8 months old. I did a video on when she started feeding herself, and the reason why she did start feeding herself is because she went through this little phase that she would not eat off of a spoon when we fed her. So, I just put the bowl in front of her one day because I didn't know what else to do, and she started eating herself, like completely started eating herself with her fingers. And yes, she eats with her fingers, and yes, we're working on eating with a spoon and a fork. And she does eat mushy things with a spoon or a fork. Like she eats yogurt, mashed potatoes, applesauce. Like tonight she had sweet potatoes in there mashed up. So anything that is mashed, she will on her own grab the spoon and use it. And we offer her a spoon, like a baby spoon and a fork with every meal that she eats. And she usually chooses to use her fingers for like chicken and steak and like pork and like shredded cheese and like green beans and all that kind of stuff that we have pretty regularly. She uses her fingers to pick it up and eat it. And I don't have a problem with that. And there's been a couple of my friends' kids and stuff, like, they still are feeding them, and they're over a year old. That's just, it's crazy to me since we started at about 8 months with her feeding herself. And that just, it develops so many, like, motor skills, like pinching to grab food, even grabbing food like this. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure I got it in the camera. Pinching food like this, pinching food like this, even using like several other fingers to grab stuff. And yeah, when we go out in public, she doesn't necessarily always use a spoon. Whoops, sorry. My hand is like super shaky, but it doesn't matter. So anyways, I would tell anybody to encourage their child to feed themselves. Number one, it is a life skill that they need to learn how to do. And yes, with anything that children do, it's going to be messy and it's not going to be perfect. And you have to give them that chance, though, to be messy and to be not necessarily perfect. Because how are they supposed to perfect like the skill if they're not practicing it? And that is just my opinion. I'm not saying that you should start your kid at 8 months feeding themselves. I'm not saying that at all. But as soon as your child is ready, like our daughter would not eat for us, and she like pretty much demanded that she feed herself, like when she did, since she would not eat when we fed her. But anyways, so to all the people that make comments that my daughter is messy and like all of that stuff, and that when she gets done, like she does look like a mess. And she misses her mouth too sometimes, but she's learning, she's practicing. But anyways, children wipe off. They do. It's so amazing how they clean right up. And they also, hold on. My husband's calling me. So anyways, they wash right up. They give them a bath. You can give them a bath. Sorry. And we have, the reason I did a video on some long sleeves bibs that we have and that I made, and those protect her clothing. She doesn't get anything on her, like she still gets some on her forearms because I roll the sleeves. But otherwise she gets stuff on her face and on her hands, and we wipe her face, wipe her hands, take the bib off, and her clothes are protected and all that stuff, so we don't have to change outfits. And if we eat something like super messy, hold on, so now he's like calling me again because I didn't answer. So I better go. Anyway, so this is longer than I had intended. But any comments, opinions, all that stuff, if you agree or disagree or have your own experiences with your kid feeding themselves or getting comments that your child is messy, leave them below. Bye, guys.